Anybody out there? I guess not. But here we are once again. If anyone's interested. Oh, sure, what about it? Got a hot mic, fly thief. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Make sure this is going. Moving forward this afternoon. Okay. Huh. You gotta love YouTube. I'm trying to set up a return screen, and it don't go away. So I have to go to an alternative channel. And it'll load immediately by description, subscriber. I subscribe to my own channel so that I have the means of communicating with you guys. Or you dudes. I heard dude is a generic term that is good for everyone. You can say dude to anybody, and it should be all right. That's what Google said. Dude is good for male, female, non-binary. I mean, down the line. Dude. Dude. I mean, dude. Dude. Oh, what's this? All right. There's no telling. I'm all gonna take that. Yeah. Oh man. I'll check it later. Google sends me messages when stuff starts going down against me. You know, somebody starts trying to do something to me. Google sends me messages. I got hacked through Google. So, you know, they're monitoring me more closely than what they're going to monitor others. Because I had a doggone telephone call with them. And I told them what they had done. I came in and got the 3 letters off the back of my Google. Google looked just like Google. They came and they said my YouTube premium. I needed to verify my payment information. That it had been turned down. I needed to verify it. They needed 3-letter code off the back of my card. I typed it right into that little Google form, pressed it. They left me $14.16 in the bank. And Google ain't paid me a dime. It's supposed to be FDIC insured money when it comes off of out of a bank, off a bank issued MasterCard. My God, they turned me down. Google's turned me down. So I guess I'll become a part of a class action suit. I'm out here waiting on somebody to find me to ask me to join. But if I were to be the first one in and find the right lawyer, then, settlement time comes, it would be up to me as the one who filed the suit for the class action to say when the lawyers have got enough money for us. It would be up to me to determine that. Did y'all learn anything from watching Better Call Saul? I mean, that a lot of that legal information was legit. I started reading the law in 1977 while I was in prison for distributing marijuana. And yeah, I'm in Virginia. And in Virginia, you don't have to go to law school to be a lawyer. All you have to do is pass the bar exam. It costs, right now, it's $498 to file to take it, and another $498 to take it. So there's registration and a test, and you more or less about $1,000, and you can find out just how dumb you are. I'm thinking about taking it. Did you know that in the state of Virginia that you cannot sell someone something that has your advertisement upon it? Expect them to pay you for something that you're advertising that you're going to ride around and advertise? They can't do it. They tried to charge me for a book of matches with their logo on it, their store. And I told them, I quoted the section of the Virginia, the Code of Virginia about that. And I told them, I said, I will take you to court. I said, I'll buy the whole box right there, and you'll give me a receipt, and I'll take this receipt in that box and y'all to court, and we'll see who's right and who's wrong. That's what I told them. They gave me that book of matches. Now they went ahead and charged everybody else, stupid enough, 2 cents for a book of matches. But 2 pennies. You say, why fight over 2 pennies? It's not the 2 pennies, it's a principle. That's what people don't understand about the law. It's the principle of it. The very fact we've got a commander-in-chief, a former commander-in-chief, who told God knows how many lies. How many lies were told? I mean, he lies on an hourly basis. I mean, probably multiple times. If he's awake, he's lying. Not on his back, not on his side, not on his belly, out of his mouth. He's lying out of his mouth. Now I ran everybody off. We can start all over again. Okay. Hey now, what's up? Y'all been checking in with me? You know anything about me at all? I mean, I'm a senior citizen who decided to take up rock and roll 14 months ago. Now, can you believe it? Right as young people are discovering rock and roll, a senior citizen who lived through concerts like Eric Clapton, The Who, let's see, the Doobie Brothers. Hey, Doobie Brothers was hot. The Who was hot. But Eric Clapton, Poco opened for him. And I didn't think anybody could doggone outdo what Poco had done, but it was my first concert, true concert. And back in those days, LSD hadn't been illegal for about 4 years, so there was still plenty of people who knew how to make it. So I had taken LSD to go into the Eric Clapton concert, And when Eric Clapton came out, there was a silhouette came up. There he was backlit. All you could see was the outline of a man with a hat, a trench coat, and a freaking guitar. And he broke into Layla, the short version. I was hooked. I was hooked. No lie. But I found out I thought I was too stupid to learn to play an electric guitar. But what I have realized since I have taken up the electric guitar is you have to sit with one of these in your hand and pay your dues. And you pay your dues by doing things like this. That gets your fingers used to the idea of moving, and also your ear used to hearing a certain sound. I've been playing 14 months, and I'm sure there's some young kids been playing just as long. It's just beating the crap out of me. But young people are supposed to learn stuff fast. Someone old like me is not supposed to be doing this. I don't believe. But if I am an exception to the rule, then I'm glad to be the example of that exception. But I don't think I'm an exception to the rule, and I believe that anyone, no matter regardless of your age, can do exactly what I'm doing on this guitar. Well, not exactly, but hopefully a heck of a lot better than I'm doing. Because I don't think I'm all that great. People think, tell me I sound good and all, and I don't. There's a lot of kind people out in this world, so I'm not discounting that they aren't just kind people. But my point is, and the whole reason I am here, I have another YouTube channel with over 1,000 videos posted, which I've been posting ever since I started learning to play. Well, with a month after I started learning. And so you can go to my other channel, Teddy Ray Thomas. Teddy Ray Thomas. And you check my playlist out. My first electric guitar. It'll show you the first video I did, and you can just scroll on down to the end. And you can watch me develop over time. You'd be amazed how rough this was. But stuff like that, that's just smacking at the guitar, in my opinion, what I just done. I can play that better than that, but I'm giving you an example that it gets better as time goes on. And anyone can do this. It's just a matter, are you a lazy person, or are you someone who, if you see something that you want, that you are not going to take no for an answer. I heard electric guitar in the 70s. I picked one up here and there, tried, and failed miserably. But I never got to hold one in my hand for no more than 5 or 10 minutes. So how far are you going to get? This takes months. And if you're going to become proficient as a musician, it's going to take 3 to 5 years. And then in about 7 years, you'll know exactly what you got and how much more you're going to get. And for young people, hey, the sky's the limit. If you're under 24 years old, man, you don't reach your peak until you're 37. After 20 age of 25, everything you learn is pretty much based on what you knew prior to. So if you've got skills which involve your fingers and doing something other than grabbing hold of a doorknob, hey, you just may be an electric guitar player and don't know it yet. You can get a Fender Squier kit. It's a guitar amplifier, includes a Strat freaking Bix too. $200. I had to pay $250 just for the guitar, and I would buy a singular like I did before. I wouldn't buy one of the kits. But I'd buy a Fender Squier Affinity Stratocaster. Squier Affinity Stratocaster. That is an excellent starter guitar for man, woman, or child. You can get you get a transistor amp to start with. You're gonna have your taste will change as you move on, but you'll eventually want to have a good amplifier, a good tube amplifier, or a good tube simulated transistor amplifier. It's great to start off with. It's got a headphone jack. You don't have to blast your neighbors if you're in an apartment. You can get away with practicing with your headphones on and still get the simulated cabinet sound of a huge amplifier. I mean, the simulated cabinet sounds on this Orange, I'm looking for a way to get those and route them into a recording device so that you can hear the difference, and do a video where I play right here and then I plug it in to the headphone jack and then run it into the audio and then do it again to let you hear how the simulated cabinet creates a different tonal quality, a different timbre. If you don't know what timbre means, look it up. If you're ever going to be a musician, you need to understand what timbre means. But let's see, what did we leave out with last night? If you was here with me last night, you could probably tell me. Yeah, we was getting off last night. I don't know if I can do a repeat performance. Now, where is a guitar pick when you need one? At the music store? Well, all the music stores around here have closed up because everybody started buying their stuff online. And then the people online started to charge more than the people in the music store have been charging. But by then, all the music stores had closed, and I think they knew it. The prices went up. Well, I found one. Oh, just a little tip. There's an oily place on your face that stays oily all the time. If you want your pick to stick to your finger, that's how you do it. Rub your finger across the bridge of your nose. It'll stick like glue. it sounds. I'm probably technically incorrect about how it's done. I've got nobody to play with. I don't know anybody would even consider playing with me because I don't know anybody. But I would love to know if that is technically accurate. My ear is just not going to tell me anything other than I don't love hearing it. So, you got to hear that come out of my mouth twice in that paragraph. Ah, wow. Okay, we're going to check the Lucaphone. See what kind of nightmare I left behind. Yeah, this is what I was doing last night when I stopped. Trying to hear the notes in my head. They're not coming easy here. Man, I'm gonna have to learn that Teen Spirit. It smells like Teen Spirit. Because all them Teen Spirit people are about 45, 50 years old. Did you hear that right there? What that was? That's a freaking G minor pentatonic. It's one of the first things you'll see if you go to my channel and look up playlist. That's Teddy Ray Thomas. Over 1,000 videos there. Like it says there, I've been playing 14 months and 4 days today. If I can do it, you can. About $500 will get you in the game. And that's with a looper pedal. You won't need a looper pedal right away. You gotta learn to play before you can put the stuff on the looper pedal to play a solo over. And then you'll spend massive amounts of time creating backing tracks with your looper pedal and then soloing over top of it. That's what it's all about. Right here, I can show you my configuration, but it's easier just to tell you. All I'm using is an orange 35 RT transistor amp, way more watts than what I need. You don't need 10, 12, 14, 15 watt amp. If you got the right amp, that's all you need. You haven't got to have anything fancy. But I use an Ibanez in between me and the amp. And sometimes on a good day, I can balance the volume on this and the guitar and get it to come out of the amplifier to the raw ear. And it will sound just beautiful time. But it'll sound like the simulated cabinet sounds I was talking about earlier, where you can use your headphones and it's going to show you what you're playing on the guitar, just like the amplifiers and that indication of what's going on the neck of this instrument. It's amplifying it. I mean, it's like having 3 freaking microphones. And that's a subject in itself. Let's go there. Take these 3 pickups. These pickups are all wound with copper wire around magnets. Now, and they're wound in the same direction. You wind this one like this, you wind this one like this, and this one you wind like this. And that's called, it creates a situation of where it's out of phase. And what that does, I am not quite clear of. If you have an idea, you can drop it in the comments section. I'm going to suppose you've done it, because the majority of the people that listen to me, I'm not meaning to sound insulting either. You're really interested in learning to play the guitar and wondering how I got there from here, how I got here from wherever I started. I started playing guitar, 14 months and 4 days ago. I like the guitar. And grew up listening to rock and roll. But I guess it's better late than never. I sure have enjoyed playing the guitar for the last little over a year. Met a lot of great people. Was doing Brown Sugar the wrong way. I was playing it out of A. And we just played out of open G tuning. So, a guy straightened me out on that. And an open G tuning, that's how a 5-string banjo is tuned. See, I was a banjo player up until about 12, 13 years ago when I quit. and I started facing death, and I figured, well, I've always wanted to play rock and roll music. I said, I'm going to give it everything that I've got between now and the day I die. So here I be, people. Here I am, right here in front of you. And I got proof of what I've done. I created a blog, I guess that's what you call it, a blog, that you can go look at my channel, and it's going to have me and my electric guitar or something. My first electric guitar, I believe, is the name of the playlist. If you're interested in what I practiced, well, it's called Guitar Practice. That's the name of that playlist. I try to keep things simple for myself and others. We're human and we get so easily confused because we use alphabets, whereas other cultures bring their children up with a like Chinese, Japanese, Hebrew, like wherever you see one of those markings, what some people call their chicken scratch. When you see characters in any of those languages, that has a numerical, an alphabet, a number, an alphabet, and a thought attached to it. Now, when you say your ABCs, what thought do you have when you say the word C, D, E? There's no thought or picture that comes to your mind of this being that. And that's an advantage that they have over us and have had down through the centuries. And that's why there's such a great deal of difference in the way we approach things. The reason China can build a whole hospital in less than a week, and the United States do good and clean out a harbor up there up north. What was it there? Close to Baltimore in 30 days. They're too loud there. I don't like the way it sounds. Okay. I have found that my viewer base flips over about every 2 to 3 minutes. And the way I got it figured, I could sit here and play the opening to Thunderstruck for an hour and a half, and nobody'd have to listen to. Nobody would be listening. Maybe 1 in 10 would listen to it more than once. And then they're the kind of people who would probably sit and listen to me for a half hour. Because every once in a while I had someone like that who will listen to me play for 30 minutes. I don't know whether they remember their youth through me, or regardless, I thank them from the bottom of my heart. I wish I did have a little bit more feedback, communication, interaction with you people, but I do enough talking for both of us. There's a there's an old saying: "You are what you are because of what when." Now, I would like to apply that question to the United States of America and our current state of affairs with media. In the 1980s, they deregulated the media. Prior to that point in time, no, no one like Rupert Murdoch, people like that, who and CBS, Viacom, NBC, Universal, you couldn't own a radio station, a TV station, and a newspaper in the same area. Why, you might ask? Because you're the one who is controlling the news the general public hears and sees. And you have to, and it's an awesome responsibility to be a journalist because you follow the facts and you source your stories. And and when you do that, here you got what's called evidence. Now, if this evidence is criminal in nature, then you're going to hand your source to the police or either go to jail because you are a journalist and you do not give up your sources. But in the 1980s, they created a situation where these big conglomerates could go out and swallow up all of the small AM, FM radio stations, all of the newspapers. I doubt there's a family-owned newspaper in the United States that wasn't already part one of the conglomerates. So that is why your media is the way it is. And they deregulated the. They did not. They didn't just deregulate the communications industry. They created a situation where they threw out the fairness doctrine. Now, the fairness doctrine was where if you had a radio station, a TV station, and an individual of a political party came on your show, on your network, and said something political, then you had to offer that same amount of time to the opposing party so that they might express their views. It was called the fairness doctrine. Now, if that was still in existence, Rupert Murdoch would have never incurred a $785 million civil suit he's having to pay. He's paid out. They paid it. Dominion's been paid. Dominion voting machines, they've been paid. Rupert Murdoch, he wouldn't have existed. But I remember when they were starting the Fox TV stations up. They came right here to the town I live in, where it's going, and thought about buying the one we had, but they found out they weren't going to be able to upgrade it and get the signal to be seen out of sight. I mean, I worked for a TV station and I couldn't even pick up on my own TV, and I lived 5 miles from the station. It was horrible. But I used was on cable, and I was just as faithful and as conscientious an employee as you could ever want, because I went out and I got stories, or I would point my boss toward the story if I thought it was too big for me, because I didn't have no big boy britches. I didn't have the big boy britches. I was just getting started. I'd give it to him. I mean, I gave him one deal, and it caused our local sheriff's department to lose a dispatcher and a deputy. The dispatcher was, having sex with the deputy, and that right there, and the knowledge of it, and that presented to them, showed that those people could be compromised. I mean, extortion. Hey, I'll tell your husband, or I'll tell your wife. That's extortion. And you can't have people who could have extortion or things they have done brought against them that are in high positions. You don't want that. Well, being an old fella and just having taken up guitar, I started out with a whole lot of simple songs. Like Little Brown Jug. Did you ever sing that when you was in school? Well, I came up with a little new version of that. A little new version. Yeah, emphasis on the little. And as you grow older, you'll find out that the women they're going to have that final word, whether you like it or not. You can leave, but you ain't going to like it. Yeah, but anyway, okay. Now, my wife and I lived all alone in a little brick ranch we call our home. I think that note was a little bit flat, but y'all hang in there with me. She loved coffee, and she said I love tea. And she'd tell anybody who'd listen, we were happy as could be. But Grandpa, he always keeps a little secret from Grandma. If he wasn't the secret, you wouldn't have none. You and me, little branch of the wild me. You and me. Oh, little branch, don't tell Granny. Yeah, I think I nailed the final note. The E. Yeah, I made that flutter. Well, I'm improving. But that's one of the first little things I started playing. And then you work your way up where you got some bar chords going on. See, first you're going to go. Same thing, but it's got the See, that's me dapping the strings after I hit them up, raise my fingers up. Just ever so slightly. I mean, it's done within a fraction of a second. And that's what allows me to create that sound. So that's, just one of the many little teeny weeny bitty things that it's like a grain of sand. If you got one grain of sand, well, you most likely, it'll irritate the bottom of your foot and maybe cause a blister, but you sure ain't gonna build nothing out of it. So you get a whole pile of sand, and so it takes a lot of walking along the beach and a lot of blisters to. People talk about blisters, take that out there. Ain't those things pretty? You got to keep your fingernails trimmed because this callus will grow backwards over your fingernail, and then your fingernail cuts into the callus and it'll honestly rip off. And it just leaves a gaping, bloody mess right here. This almost happened to me on this one right here. You can see up where I didn't take care of it in time, I'm getting ready to lose a chunk right there. So it'll probably come off before I end this session. Don't that bring back some memories? Anyway, it's so much fun. I'd recommend it to anybody. And it's not that hard. Just go look at that practice list of the videos I've used to learn. They're in the order that I use them. And it's not like you use them once and you throw them away. You get used to doing an exercise, and then you go and you do that exercise each day, and then you work up to your latest one, or work backwards is what I found myself doing to make the most progress. So you go to your latest material, work on that, and then finish up the stuff that as your mind becomes more fatigued, as the hours go by, you go to stuff that you're fresh. It's more or less hardwired in your brain by that time, because that's what it is. It's hardwired. You should be able to do this with your eyes closed and know where you are on the fingerboard by touch, by the tactile nature of the fingerboard. You should, and you're using your ear. I mean, once you use your ear and establish where you're at, you should not have any problem. That's a D minor pentatonic scale. That kind of stuff, you sit around on the couch, watch TV, and sit there and and play that without the amplifier. You just move your fingers on the neck. I mean, really. But you take your finger and you hit that string. I mean, I'm not asking you to use your right hand, but Now watch. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You're sitting in front of the TV, practice it like that, and when you plug back into an amp, you can sit there and I mean, watch Jimi Hendrix and watch how many beats that man would play and never use his right hand and strike it, never using his left hand to hit the strings. He'd be noting with his right hand just as hard as he could go. We're pulling tone and sound from specific notes and notes. If you don't know, two notes, 1 and 5, is a chord. That's what a bass person would know. They know what their 1 and 5s are because that's their chords. 1 and 5 notes. That's your chord bass player. If you don't know, 1 and 5 notes. And if you have two notes that are 1 and 5s, same thing applies on the guitar. Like this, for instance. This is called double stops. Those are called double stops. We call that hot mix. I sure botched that all up. But for 14 months and 4 days, what can you expect? There's going to be a ding every once in a while. And I've had people. Back when I first started, I stated clearly in my bio, I was recording my progress. I'd started learning to play the guitar on April 25th, 2023, and this channel was devoted to documenting my progress. And people would come in there and tell me I needed to quit. I was taking up bandwidth. Like they should have my bandwidth. I'm thinking, dang, dude, I paid $55 a month for a doggone 200 megabyte connection. Cut me some slack. But you know, there's going to be people that have tried. Some people, I don't know what it is. They never grasp it. They never grasp it. I've seen people who had instruments all their life, and I really believe this in my heart, that every time they got close, that they'd stop to where, when you get just totally sick, frustrated, and don't want to look at it, that's when you need to spend just another half hour with it, because you're getting ready to learn something. That's what I've discovered. The more hateful it treats you, the better it's going to treat you. if you hang with it. It's just testing. The guitar will test you. It's an inanimate object, but with electricity, this thing is live. It's just as live as a doggone power builder's saw or a 220 volt hot water heater. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Take this thing outside and see if it'll shock me. I'm pretty sure it will. These magnets right here, they're at various heights. This is a left-handed guitar on this is a left-handed pickup on a right-handed guitar. This camera is reversed. Sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about it. I record through a Motorola $50 cell phone. So, you know, if it sounds good, thumbs up wouldn't hurt. It might help me afford a better recording device. But yeah, it sure is fun to do this. And if you've ever thought about it, go over and look at my channel and see what hell I've been through here in the last 14 months trying to do this. But yeah, just said it. I mean, if you got a kid and you tell them, you show them this video, watch this man right here. What is the first thing that's going to come out of their mouth? Well, he did. I see him moving his fingers, but it didn't make no sound. He said, and then tell him, that's the whole idea. You can practice and you don't have to have an amplifier. And you can watch TV and practice your guitar, and we won't say nothing to you. You know, if you're willing to go that far with them. And then you buy them an amp that takes headphones, and then they can sit there with their headphones plugged into the amp in times when maybe your day just makes you a little bit less prone. And maybe if you throw them a 5-spot or 10-spot, or making them have to plug into the headphones when you see that undeniable look of, you know, dang, Dad, you just sinned against me. you know, you can get the guilt off your mind. Maybe sweeten the pot. Don't give them no pot, but, sweeten the pot. Yeah, don't be giving them no pot. There's two schools of thought, Would you rather have them do it in your house or do it behind your back? I don't know what to make of it. I've seen it play out both ways, and there's happy endings on both sides. I don't know why. Well, the only request I've got smells like Teen Spirit. And let's see, there's some kind of little something I was working on. Something like that. Sounds like could have a little bit of potential. I don't know. I don't know who you are, but you sure have been hanging in there with me. I appreciate that a lot. Not many people hang out. Okay, got some blues on the backing track. If you want to hang around for it. If you don't, go ahead and swipe away so I don't get started on something, or you want me to start and then you'll make up your mind what you're going to say. Don't do it like that. That'll work out better for you. I'm all about service. I haven't been playing for an hour and 21 minutes. This is hard work. Honest to God, it's hard work. Learning is hard, and then doing it after you learn. It's, I mean, look at Hendrix. You look at Stevie Ray Vaughan. You look at Clapton. They wasn't jacked up sweating. They was doggone putting every fiber of being into it, sweating. And you'll break one. Cardiac, my heart rate will go above 125 beats a minute. It'll go from 65 beats a minute to 125. Sitting here playing this guitar. Just playing the guitar. Let's see. I haven't got a very huge repertoire of songs, 14 months, and you have to practice the scales so much. You can always do the spider walk. That's not as easy as it looks. So you take that shape. That's first, second, and third strings, 12, 11, 10, and then you move it down to the second string, third string, fourth string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, and then you get here, and then you start moving forward. All the notes are struck backwards, and as you move forward, I mean, if you're one of those people who want to be able to just go like this, and while your pick, your right hand is going like this, and your this hand is going like this, it's called sweeping, and it's going to take you a while, and this is just one of the many exercises you'll have to do. Anyway, I'm trying to play something from memory, and say good luck on that, huh? Alright, we get some blues out there this afternoon. We're going to wipe the blues from the blooper pedal. So. That's a blues opening right there. Stevie Ray Vaughan, he's a little bit more fancy about it. But being I'm not Stevie Ray Vaughan, I'll not continue on. I don't want to desecrate the man who's a member of the doggone spiritual musical church. That man had soul. He had soul. It's what you saw when you listened to him, heard him. It's what you saw looking at him. His soul on display for everyone to see. Same way with Hendrix. Very deep thinking people. Both of them were. I think Steve Ray, and Jimmy Poe kind of had hard times, growing up. That's one thing I found common across a lot of genres that people will have bad childhoods, a lot of them. And it won't come out until, maybe after they've left this world. The things just wasn't right home or growing up. I've listened to a little bit what Leon Hendrix had to say. And I just really think he's really out to make a dog, But, I respect the man for that. I mean, the way they cheated Hendrix, the way his manager and the organized crime cheated Jimmy. And then Jimmy wanted to doggone break the ties. I think that's why they had him killed. He may have decided to lawyer up against him. And if you got everybody else that's up under that same manager, check out who Hendrix's manager was. I swear, I always will believe it had him knocked off. But they allegedly the autopsy said he had some red wine, and some sleeping pills in the system. And it caused him to throw up. And he's laying flat on his back. So he choked to death. So it's going to go into your lungs. And if you haven't reflex action to do anything, sleeping pill is a relaxant. And you relax the respiratory system via the central nervous system. So your responses, what they taught you in school, they called it involuntary reflex. Involuntary reflexes, or blinking if someone, you know, when somebody puts their hand towards your face because, you know, it's a reflex reaction. It's the same thing as breathing. I mean, as lazy as people are, they wouldn't breathe unless they had to. And I'll say people are lazy because I'm 68 years old and spent 14 months with this guitar, and a handful of people have started playing again because of me, seeing me on there. They broke their instruments out and started to learn all over again because I told them the truth. You were probably close and you didn't even realize that you one more swing of the hammer and you'd have busted down that wall that was standing between you and understanding where you were going with the electric guitar. Honest to God, that's the way it is. I get so tired of this thing, and every time I get tired of it, I keep it in my mind. And when I get to concentrating so hard, I've forgotten about the fact that I'm getting ready to learn something. That's when I learn it. It sounds crazy. It's kind of like you're looking forward to getting off of work and you're watching the clock. But if you get busy and you're not watching the clock, hey, it's quitting time. That's the way it is. But my payment is not walking out the door. It's learning a new lick on the instrument or improving upon my ability to play it. And I just think that's so great. But you can too. Let's see if I can read any of this stuff. Oh gosh. Oh man. Let's see. This is actually an exercise to kick off the Thunderstruck. Was an accident. Angus, you know, he was practicing legato technique. Hit a string, noted string, open string, noted string, the same string, noted, open, noted, open. I know. Need to use two fingers. This is where y'all starting to kick. You got your foot drum. Hit it. I want to get me one of those foot drums because they make them for people like me, where I can just sit here on my right foot, bump, bump, and then I can squall out thunder. Yeah, I haven't. they can just go on forever. I need to learn the rest of the song, but I don't think I'm equipped yet to play the whole song. I can play some stuff. I'm still just a little bit over a year learning. So that's some looper pedal. Nothing. Well, that's just grand. Hope that blues still be there. I doubt anyone's hanging around that heard that. It's a lot of power right there. You ought to get you a guitar. Anybody can learn to play unless you're lazy. If you're lazy, if you got, a family and stuff like that, I can understand. You got to prioritize. Since I have no one, and it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, I've got to work on that. That's just a guitar and an amplifier. No overdrive pedal, nothing. And this is with a combination of the clean and the gain. That you have to find for yourself. And it's only going to be good for right here, this distance away. The bigger the room. I mean, most people, most music you see, if you go to big concerts, they may have stacks of that look like amplifiers on stage, but they aren't amplifiers, they're just props. Everybody uses what's called an equalized direct interface between their guitar and the doggone board. They might be playing out of a Princeton Reverb, but it's got everything there that they need. Of course, they've got their pedal board. If they're a pedal person, I don't want no more pedals than I don't see any use in having a $2,000 or $3,000 guitar and putting it through a doggone $100 pedal. I think it's stupid. I think these people need to have their heads examined. Get you another guitar and get that one fixed to get that voice. I mean, you need to carry, the way I've got it figured, I need 4 different guitars. And that's if I don't tune one in G and one in D. So So I might need 6 guitars if I was playing out. Well, people would be waiting for me to get in tune one. It's like brown sugar. I love to learn a lead, but I'm just too lazy to tune this thing down in G chord and do the, I'm just too lazy. Put the skull button. That's the best you're going to get out on me on that. But time marches forward and the quality of my music may improve. I mean, 14 months and 4 days, what can you expect? Mother Teresa? Well, please go check out Teddy Ray Thomas. That's my main channel. This is a subsidiary. Should I've been half of my channel right now is owned by Mark Knopfler. How did I get in that position? Well, when you take somebody's music, and I'm using his voice, I'm using a backing track that's had the guitar break taken out of it. So I get to play Mark's little guitar licks. You got to be able to play any genre. That's 1950s style country break right there. These little double stops, these came from country blues. They was playing stuff like this in Nashville while they was doing other things in Chicago. It's called a double stop. Now, the Eagles put out a song that went something like this. It's called double stops. They stole that from 1950s music. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, what happened in England when the Beatles came over here? What they had done is taken American blues music and put a twist on it and brought it back here to America and changed our entire culture. And then American musicians put their twist on it, like Hendrix did, and they punched the British right in the face and changed everything. I mean, sunk a Beatles ship. The Animals, all those bands, they couldn't, they couldn't even start to even think about competing with Hendrix. There's no way.